I'm about in the middle part of the river on the west end of Minam River, looking down from the first east ridge. The property line is fairly close to the river, but on the other side of the river here, and then it widens out, takes in most of that mountain there that you see, if not all of it. I have to get up the hill here further to confirm that. I'm going to turn around here and get some more shots of this. And the flowers, it's just, there's reds and purples and yellows, just gorgeous stuff everywhere you look. Lots of grass. There's my ride. Walking back out to get up and look on these big long fingers, these big grasslands. Most all of those timber stringers you see out there in the long distance in those open hillsides are the rangeland portion of this ranch. Looking back down the river, just down below me is the homestead. Back in the distance you can see the Wallowa Elgin Highway, which is just off the property. I'm going to estimate that it's probably 3 miles from here to that. So we're looking here on the north and north central portion of the Minam, and these big long ridges produce a lot of feed. And then there's, I think it was a rough grouse, just flew out from underneath us. It's me, but anyway, just a lot of timber draws and springs, grass. I just talked to the folks that run cattle in here, and they got 425 pair coming in here in the next few days. That's looking right up into Mead Flat, and then those are the eagle caps right there where the cloud rain is coming down. From here, all that heavy timber there ahead of us and on the right hand side of the rivers, we're looking at this, is mostly in. Have to go up there and confirm where Mead Flat is, but a good share of that timber, all that hillside over there, is in this property. What another gorgeous view. Looking back to the north right there. There's a spring that feeds this pond, and right there where those wooden posts are, there's 4 posts over there. It's an old homestead site there. A pretty good spring comes up right here, and this had water in it late last fall, even on a drought year. The river's just at the base of that hill that you see way out there in the, I'm pointing west right now. Thought I'd real quickly film one of these heavier timber draws. Get a feel for what the timber looks like, age and size. We're probably half a mile from the wilderness, and there's a creek right up here that comes out of the wilderness and into the Minam River property, then back out into the wilderness before it dumps into the Minam River. And I'm going to try to find the name of that stream. This is Cougar Creek. This is the creek I was talking about that came out of the wilderness, kind of on our east side, runs into us north, and then goes back out, and then eventually ends up in the Minam River. This is still Cougar Creek, and there's a timber harvest area been a few years ago. And then we're looking up, probably in that skyline. In fact, I'm certain I see a big flat top pine tree. About halfway into that timber, we would be going into the Eagle Cap Wilderness area. So we're on the most northern end right here. Excuse me, most southern end, and looking from inside the property to those heavy trees where the Eagle Cap Wilderness begins. Probably that cut line going right up that hillside is that boundary line. I've not been on this road before. I think it'll take me out of here. We're going to try it. This is Cougar Creek on the south end. My estimate is about in the middle of that south line. There's a bunch of deer right there. The first one looked like a pretty darn good buck. There's several more to the side of them. I'm going to shut this off for a second. Okay, this is Squaw Creek, and this is about the middle of the ranch. I've actually got some elk here somewhere. There they are. There they are. I can hear them, see them. There's elk up on that skyline. I knew there was, I just looked down and saw tracks. I knew I was getting close. There's a cow looking at me right there. Go around here a little further. Right there in the road. Look at there. All right. I love what I do. Come some more. Ah, man. What a day at the office. Meow. 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 Awesome. Okay, so back to Squaw Creek after I was so rudely interrupted by a bunch of elk. This is kind of the center of the ranch, and I'm going to turn back here now and go down the lower end to see if I can get down the lower end of Squaw Creek, and then tomorrow come back in here and take off from right here and get the other half of this ranch kind of filmed and the lower end. And anyway, just a lot of fun. decided I'd film this a little bit. I'm going right down Squaw Creek. I probably already went down it about a mile from where I filmed the elk, and just I don't know where I'm going. I've been lost before though. Anyway, we're headed down Squaw Creek here. Not a very big creek. In fact, there was water running until right there. I want to go down to the bottom end of it and see if there happens to be water there. This is the lower end of Squaw Creek, and we picked up quite a bit of stream flow. I'm going to guess that it's just going to get better as it goes on down to the Minam. I just saw some more fresh elk tracks. We'll see if we can pick these elk up too. Just filming a little more of Squaw Creek here. Some more elk right here. You can see one's body right there. Just turning a little bit, walking. There's two head right there. They're just kind of feeding. They're not very nervous. Yeah. There we go. One's got his head down. This was kind of one other place that I was trying to get to. There's a bunch of heavy timber in these three draws right here, and we're just south of the highway. You can see down there where that red rock is, that's the highway. The property goes right down there close to the highway, and anyway, all this timber's in. There's about 3 of these fingers right here, and you can see that big ridge behind us, and on that side, on the skyline way out there, the river's at the toe of that hill, this side of that mountain. This buck at the back ends. Looks like he's going to lay out there and be a pretty good sized buck. I'm on the highway here. I'm just getting to the property, but I see these elk up on that point. I thought I'd stop and get a little footage of them. It's right on the Wallowa River here. Right below here's the river. I'm at the highway. This is the northeast corner of the ranch, and all that ridge, everything above it. We're at the very northern edge of the ranch. This is the Wallowa River right here. And then also right here it's a fish hatchery. And then right there is Deer Creek, and it runs year round, and it's along the most eastern border of most of the Minam River. I'm going to drive up that creek a ways and get some more shots of it, but that's Deer Creek, and this would be again your northeast corner of the property. All those ridges, timber, and then it goes back, I don't recall, 12 miles, I believe is how far back it goes. This is Deer Creek, where it goes back into the Hancock property. I'm probably half a mile above the fish hatchery. I don't know the whole story on it, but I believe those fish actually go up this creek and spawn also, besides what they produce at the hatchery. Just another shot of Deer Creek. I'm probably 2 miles, maybe 3 miles from the fish hatchery up the creek. Pretty good sized creek. Okay, I just came in off the Deer Creek Road. I went through this gate here, and it's raining. Decided to go ahead and come in this way, and anyway, I just changed my route because of the weather. I've driven up from Big Canyon off of Deer Creek, and I probably came in 1.5 miles to get up here on the tops in these big flats. And it's so gorgeous. There's so much grass up here, and nice pine trees. A lot of elk sign. Saw a real big trail just a little bit ago. That just a lot of activity. There's a rock quarry right back in there. I see actually a stockpile of rock. Anyway, just part of the deal here, but I want to get a little bit of this captured. Just gorgeous. This is one of several mini livestock ponds, and that pond, there's a spring right here. Last fall I was in here, and that held water right through the whole year. Also, this is one of the many rock quarries on the property. These main roads throughout the property all have heavy base rock. They, of course, have had log trucks run on them, and there's a lot of small service roads, but the main roads are very excellent. They're all weather roads with lots of rock, and makes getting around on this ranch in the late fall and winter and even spring pretty good. Just some more of the amazing beauty here. What a gorgeous place. I'm headed down north to get back towards the Minam River in the town of Minam, and we're going to be in some great big open grasslands just like this, lots of them. About a third, looking at the mapping last night, spending some time on it, about a third of this ranch is open grasslands, and then the other 2/3 is timber, anywhere from scattered timber to really heavy timber. The east half of the ranch is primarily heavy timber. The west half is the mix of these big open meadows and finger draws with lots of timber in them. I just saw some elk down below me here. Let's see if I can't get a little video on them. Saw at least one cow. Yeah, there's a cow right there. 2 cows. Put my glasses on so I can get them in here. Here's another one. There's 3 head there. They're just bedded down. This is probably where they calve. There may be a whole bunch more on up the hill the way they're looking. This is one of my favorite spots here on the ranch. Great big grassland meadow type piece of ground here, and the ranch goes over to those far hillsides where the clouds are, and down below and behind that bunch of trees is the river itself. You kind of see a big canyon there. That far ridge is not part of the property that you see there now. That at the toe of that hill, closer to me, is the river down in that draw. And then this just continues on out. And I would say that this is pretty close to the center of the ranch. This kind of goes like this for another 2 or 3 miles to the north, and then it drops off into to the town of Minam, where the Minam River and Wallowa River both where they come together there. So it may be one of the areas that someone would consider building a lodge. There's plenty of room here for a big runway, and looking at this rock, this just came out of a pit right here behind us. There's plenty of aggregate for building a gravel or even a paved runway up here. Two or three headed deer laying right there. They don't think I can see them. They're just gonna let me drive on by. So this is a county road that actually comes into the property from the town of Minam, and it comes up this canyon. You can't quite see it, but where those trees are, it's a pretty steep canyon. Comes up a mile and a half, and terminates here. Odd thing about this county road is it serves nothing. It only comes into the Hancock property. So anyhow, can be further explained, but this is the county road. It comes in from the town of Minam. Good access for the property. Milk up ahead of me, going out across these flats. Two ahead. Looking back like there's some more somewhere, but anyway, there's 2 more elk. These cows are kind of split up out here, calving. Man, I just had to stop here. Oh my word. This is just incredible. Right ahead of us in those clouds should be Squaw Creek, which is a creek I came down last night. The creek that I filmed the very first elk in. And then it continues to our right and drops in to the Minam River. The next ridge over should be Gunderson Creek, which comes into the homestead property. That's where I started yesterday. Where I first filmed the river, that would be right where Gunderson Creek drops into the Minam. So pretty day. The clouds are pretty awesome. You can still see some snow way back in the eagle caps back there. Lots of elk sign. What a gorgeous time to be here. What a beautiful ranch. It's a long ways over, but I see some elk moving off of that in that timber down there. Try to zoom in, but I don't know. It's gonna work. They're getting cut out of the. Yeah, there's some more still coming. There's a pretty good sized herd right there. I'm pretty close to the north end of the ranch. The river's right below me. I can actually hear traffic probably 2 or 3 miles over there, but the highway's out in that area that I'm pointing to. Walking over towards Squaw Creek, and I'm gonna guess that that area in there is where I turned around last night. I think that's pretty accurate. I can see some of that ground that looks like where I was at. Yeah, I walked around this little bunch of trees, and there's the highway. That's over there. It's 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles. And this is Squaw Creek. Right over there is where I just saw the last elk. And in those clouds up in there is where I turned around last night. I was hoping to see this. There's a herd elk coming across that flat. And I'm not quite sure how much of it I'm getting, if any of it, but there are 15, 20 head right out there coming across this big old open flat. I'm going to continue to drive around there and see. We've got a bull elk right down below me here. I'm going to try to roll up here where I can get him. Saw him pretty good. Oh, there he is. Must be another one there. I saw a bull. Guess not. Said it was a bull. I'm wrong. It's a cow. Some more elk. How cool is that? Oh, here's some more. Big herd. Here they just keep coming. Look at all them. Holy moly, they're still coming. They're still coming through the trees. Here comes some more. They're strung out for 1/2 mile. Oh, I see some more. Right below me. Still filming, I guess. Didn't mean to. See if I can get better film on them, but there they are. They're moving around. Coming at us. Oh, I guess a little bit, yeah. Moving around. Yeah, 15, 20 head right there by the clouds. filming another one of our rock sources here, and this one actually developed a big pond too. A lot of times they'll hit an aquifer, and that water will come in there and makes a pond. But there's a big pile of rock that's all pushed up there. There's quite a few deer right there. Another 6, 7, 8 head right there. Another gorgeous view. It's flowers, pretty stuff. Second draw over is the Minam. The draw below us is the road I went into to get into Cougar Creek last night. Pretty amazing. More deer. And some more deer. More deer. Here's one of the prettiest places on the river. They call it Big Hole. And just gonna walk down here to this rock. There's a great big pool right here. It's supposed to be really good fishing. Talking to the people that rent the pasture, and their grandsons were fishing last night. They said there's some big fish in here. One of the boys hooked a fish last night that they couldn't do anything with. It finally just run off and broke the line. But this is Big Hole right here. Hoping I could see a fish or two, but the water's real clear, real good, but not making out any fish. That went down. Pretty pretty. Beautiful. This little stream is Gunderson Creek, and here at this lower end, right at the Anderson homestead, this creek runs year-round. Not very big and not a real long creek, but it's right here at the homestead, Gunderson Creek.